Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures, and I don't know about you, but I am so happy to see that Puppets War Miniatures has decided to throw their hat into the 3D printing ring. I have been wanting to get a hold of Puppet Wars stuff for so long, and I just have not ever had a chance, but boom, now I do. And part of the problem for me was, I'm not one to collect and paint an entire army. I just want a few cool looking figures, and that's it. That's all I need, and this is perfect for me. These are obviously based on the actual resin cast kits that Puppets War sells. They have got a mind-boggling array of various figure types. But when I saw that they were starting their Patreon off with their samurai models, I had to print some out. And this guy is just flashy. This is great. So I've been wanting to put together some kind of like a Space Samurai Stargrave unit as it is, with like the Matsudon guys from Mantic. These are going to be perfect to hang out. But you know what? I couldn't only print one, could I? They got nice little bases too. I couldn't only print one. Then I started printing more. So we've got like this dude. I believe he's supposed to have like his Gelgoog style beam Naginata. And I don't know where I put it. There it is. Shikeen. Cool guy pose. They also have little spots to attach their Sashimono flag things on the back, but I don't know if I printed enough for everybody. I printed a bunch, but I'm like, oh, no, that's still not enough. So then I went and I'm like digging through a box of parts here off camera. Where are you? I don't know. Well, I'll show you guys anyway. So then they had another guy who was doing his heroic run forward, and did that print correctly? His little crest there. Hope so. That looks weird there. We'll get that little piece of resin out. I don't know what that's all about. So you got your guy heroically dashing forward, who I did not clean off as well as I should have. I gotta say, the pre-supports for the most part on these guys were really good, but that still wasn't enough for me when I saw that in addition to that, they had a Gazgul style model, but instead of making just, a wholesale swipe of GW style, they went and they turned him into a giant orc samurai. Look at these ridiculous hands. He's literally got a power claw with sword blades attached to his fingers. And I was worried that he was going to be not as big and not as appropriately sized as the actual Gazgul, but there's his base. I was like, oh, well, that looks good. And then we've got a smashed up samurai that's going to go underneath him. And then we got the man himself. Now, obviously, he's not going to be called a GW name. He had his own little name. In fact, all of these guys do, but I'll be honest, I have no idea what any of their names are. I've got no clue. But you can see he is absolutely appropriately sized with his big, giant sword claw. And also appropriately sized, big, giant pile of cannons. You'll notice he's got a couple of things here. He's got a bunch of swords strapped to his body, along with two sets of banners. Here's one of his banners. And I believe either that's one of the regular samurais or his. His were kind of ratty looking, but I can't be sure. And then I'm going to have to find all of the various sword blades and figure out which is which. That's going to be fun. I'll show you what I'm digging through here. I actually printed most of their welcome box while I was at it, and since I backed their Patreon as soon as I saw it was available, they had a cool looking Smash Captain type model. And I've got all his parts here. I'll show you in a second. I wanted to mention, everything here was super smooth getting off those print beds, except for this base. Look how many points of contact, and they were thick and tough getting that base off. That is my only real thumbs down compared to everything else. So here, let's start talking. And this orc guy, and he's got his own base. They're all going to glue everything anyways. They had a battle suit based on their heavy armor, but unfortunately it's got a head attached, and it's keyed for specific parts rather than just, you know, throwing magnets in like you would the actual Puppets War kits. But I can totally understand that. That I'm not going to fault them for. That's their bread and butter. Wouldn't want to have this and roach on that. I know they do have a version of this guy available on the Patreon, or I'm assuming on My Mini Factory as well, where he's got the closed canopy. Some blaster hands. I didn't print everything out of the welcome box as I move all that out of the way, because I'm going to have to put it all together. The Smash Captain came in a ton of pieces. You had the legs, the torso, the hammer, ratty tattered cape, ratty tattered back banner for him, various threads of the cape. 2 of these go on the front, 1 I think goes on the back. Shield for said Smash Captain. Yes, that is supposed to be flat. How it just kind of is going to lock in, I believe, like that. I'll have to put it all together, obviously. Smash Captain has a special base with debris flying everywhere. Not as bad to get off the print bed. In fact, the other ones were quite easy. I'm not sure what the little pegs are for. Status tokens, status symbols, I'm not sure. Those are from the welcome box. There's also the wings that go on the Smash Captain. And there were 3 different heads. There was a bear head, a kind of knightly helmet, and then a kind of skull mask, which I went with. And there is the sword and the 2-handed grip from the one dude I was looking for. So you can see I got my work cut out for me. Let me get all this stuff put together, and I will happily be showing it off, because I have been anxiously waiting the filming of this video so I could finally get around to painting this. I have been super slow lately about getting stuff done. So thankfully, now is the time. Okay, we got our Puppets War stuff all put together here for the most part. I have not glued or blue tacked anything to their bases, but that's pretty normal if you watch me. So here we have one of the orc dudes. I think I already showed him from the welcome box. We'll get some other models on display with them. Now I can't get him on his base. Of course. There you go. Stay there, my friend. Okay, he's not as interesting as some of the others. We went ahead and put together the skull face dude. I know they had an exclusive version of him available for a little while in their welcome box. You might want to take a look at that. It could also be on My Mini Factory for all I know. I was one of the first few people to jump on their Patreon, so I couldn't tell you that. Here is the Jump Captain, Smash Captain, whatever you want to call him, after getting him all put together. I really dig this. I don't care how improbable that cape is. It's going to get burned beyond recognition right behind those thrusters. I think I got most of those little straps and rags or purity strips or whatever you want to call them in the right places, except there's actually one left over, and it looks like it's supposed to go on the other side of his arm underneath the shield, but I don't think it's going to really do a whole lot, so I didn't bother. And he's a big dude. I mean, even considering that is a 40mm base, and now he doesn't want to go on his. I shouldn't be doing this with one hand. That's probably... Alright, there we go. As you can see with that backpack, he's almost as big as that heavy infantry model. Went ahead and just blue tacked some of the flags onto our samurai friends here. Does look like Puppets War is going to be bringing some of their orc samurai as well in the near future, so do keep an eye here for that, and do keep an eye online for those. We'll have a link down below to Puppets War's Patreon, as well as their regular webpage, because there is all sorts of cool stuff there that already exists. You don't even have to, well, you have to wait for it to ship, but you don't have to wait for them to make it and print it and all that jazz. So I gotta say, they're very fun, very dynamic sculpts. I do need to print some more bases like that. I don't know if I'm going to paint them up like green tatami mats. I haven't made up my mind yet. But these guys are really nice. And the fact that if they're going to make some of the orc ones as well, I am absolutely going to be putting together a Samurai Stargrave warband and having them hang out with those Matsudons from Mantic. I think that's going to look really cool. Of course, I got to remember how I painted them now, in case you're curious, because I know we all are. So the Smash Captain does look a significant amount larger than a Primaris Marine, but, you know, I don't really care. He's more just a nice display piece. I think these guys are going to scale pretty well with GW stuff if you were going to have them mixed in there. If you're going to go the, let's say, Stargrave route, I can't speak today. That's okay. They're definitely going to look pretty massive in that power armor, but then again, just about everything is going to look big next to those Stargrave figures. That's still my only real complaint. They are really fun models. If you haven't checked those out, I do have videos on those as well. I think I've done almost all the boxes. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I can't even remember. Anyway, the real star of the show here is this ridiculous boss orc. Oh my god, am I impressed. I love it. And you know what I didn't love, though, was the fact that his stupid swords, I can pretty much guarantee they are 100% in the wrong spots, and one of them just popped off right before I started filming, which was really annoying. But it is what it is. I mean, he is absolutely massive. And the fact that he's going to be getting a whole bunch of buddies in the very near future makes things even better. It's just a very well-sculpted, well-realized model, and obviously, you know, it's obvious what the influence is, but I dig when we see people do it in a different way rather than just the wholesale knockoffs. I like the creativity. Yeah, I mean, we all know what it's going to be used for. That's pretty obvious, but the fact that they really kind of went and did something different, I appreciate that. I like that, and I like to see that kind of creativity with tabletop models. I mean, if they're going to continue to expand their samurai range, hey, I'm all for it, and I'll definitely be there. You know how I am picky about tabletop samurai. There's not enough out there. I will take whatever I can get in whatever time period that may be it the future, the past, historicals, fantasy, you name it, I'll be there. So if you want to see him with an orc, well, here, I thought I had the, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't glue on those back banners yet. I can hear the dog barking at me. Thanks, dog. You don't like my orcs. Fine. I don't know what they're barking at. They're barking at everything. But you can see here with our little beast boss. I hate saying that little. I thought he was nice and big, but no, he's kind of short of stature in comparison to this guy. But then again, they would be next to Gazgul too. So I can't really complain. But overall, a really solid and impressive release from Puppets War. I gotta say, great way to start things off. If you're interested in any of their stuff, do take a look. You know, the prices are pretty reasonable, and the quality is definitely there, and I'm going to assume that it's going to even continue to improve as they get more comfortable in the realm of consumer 3D printing. I mean, I dig that. That is just cool, and I think I snapped off part of his head crest there. Shoot. Dog doesn't like me doing that either. All right, I'm going to stop there and go shush those dogs, and hopefully you guys are going to go take a look at what Puppets War is up to on their Patreon. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.